In the dark alleys of Philadelphia, a sinister force lurked, hidden from the prying eyes of law enforcement. They were known as the Black Mafia, an organized crime syndicate that ruled the streets with fear and brutality. This is the chilling tale of their rise and fall. The rise of the Black Mafia. In the 1960s, a group of young African-American men, disillusioned and oppressed by society, came together to form a tight-knit brotherhood. They saw the opportunity to gain power and control by embracing a life of crime. Led by charismatic figures like Sam Christian and Stanley "Black Stan" Lundy, the Black Mafia quickly established their dominance over the city's criminal underworld. As their influence grew, the Black Mafia expanded their criminal activities, including drug trafficking, extortion, and illegal gambling. They became the most feared crime organization in Philadelphia, operating with impunity and striking fear into the hearts of anyone who dared to defy them. Reign of Terror. With their iron grip on the city, the Black Mafia unleashed a reign of terror that sent shockwaves throughout Philadelphia. They ruled the streets with an iron fist, instilling fear in the hearts of both their rivals and the innocent civilians caught in the crossfire. The Black Mafia engaged in brutal turf wars with rival gangs, fighting for control over lucrative territories. Their ruthlessness knew no bounds as they resorted to extreme violence to eliminate their competitors. Shootouts, ambushes, and assassinations became commonplace occurrences on the city streets, leaving behind a trail of bloodshed and devastation. Law enforcement officers who dared to stand in the way of the Black Mafia were met with relentless aggression. The Syndicate made it clear that no one was safe from their reach, not even those sworn to protect and serve. Police officers found themselves under constant threat, targeted for intimidation, assault, and even assassination. In their pursuit of power and control, the Black Mafia also extended their criminal activities beyond traditional organized crime. They established a firm foothold in the drug trade, flooding the streets of Philadelphia with illicit substances. Heroin, cocaine, and other narcotics became their weapons of choice, addicting and destroying countless lives. Their web of corruption extended far and wide, infiltrating key institutions and individuals within the city. Politicians, law enforcement officials, and even judges were either bought off or coerced into turning a blind eye to their criminal activities. This shielded the Black Mafia from prosecution and allowed them to operate with impunity. Fear hung heavy in the air as the Black Mafia's reign of terror cast a dark shadow over the city. Innocent citizens lived in constant fear, knowing that one wrong move or inadvertent association could lead to deadly consequences. The streets became a battleground, and the ordinary lives of Philadelphia's residents were forever altered by the grip of organized crime. Despite the fear and violence, there were those who refused to succumb to the Black Mafia's tyranny. Brave individuals and community leaders stepped forward, organizing grassroots efforts to fight back against the crime syndicate. They rallied their communities, providing support, resources, and a united front against the reign of terror. But as the Black Mafia's power grew, so did the desperation of those seeking justice. The battle for control of the city reached its boiling point, setting the stage for a climactic showdown between the forces of good and the ruthless criminals who held Philadelphia in their grip. In the face of such overwhelming violence and corruption, hope flickered like a distant flame. It would take a collective effort, unwavering determination, and the resolve to reclaim their city for the citizens of Philadelphia to rise up against the Black Mafia's reign of terror. The stage was set for a decisive confrontation that would determine the fate of the city and its people. The Black Mafia, Philadelphia's organized crime syndicate, was involved in a wide range of criminal activities that struck fear into the hearts of the city's residents. Some of the specific crimes they committed included drug trafficking. The Black Mafia had a strong presence in the illegal drug trade, including the distribution of heroin, cocaine, and other narcotics throughout Philadelphia. They controlled drug networks, operated drug houses, and profited from the addiction and suffering of countless individuals. Extortion and protection rackets. The syndicate engaged in extortion and protection rackets, targeting businesses, individuals, and even other criminal organizations. They would demand payment for protection services, often using threats, violence, and intimidation to ensure compliance. Murder and assassinations. Violence was a hallmark of the Black Mafia's operations. They were responsible for numerous murders, often carried out as part of internal power struggles, rivalries, or to eliminate witnesses and potential informants. Their brutal methods of execution instilled fear and maintained control over their illicit operations. Robbery and burglary. The Syndicate engaged in robberies and burglaries, targeting banks, jewelry stores, and high-value properties. They used their connections and knowledge of criminal networks to plan and execute heists, amassing significant wealth through these illegal activities. Prostitution and human trafficking. The Syndicate was involved in the sex trade, operating brothels, and engaging in human trafficking. They exploited vulnerable individuals, including women and children, for financial gain, subjecting them to physical and emotional abuse. The takedown. As the Black Mafia continued to tighten its grip on Philadelphia, a wave of outrage and defiance swelled within the hearts of those who had suffered under their reign of terror. The time had come for a coordinated effort to dismantle the criminal empire and restore peace to the city. Law enforcement agencies, weary from years of battling the Black Mafia's influence, knew that a different approach was needed. They formed specialized task forces, bringing together the best detectives, agents, and prosecutors to build a case that would bring down the powerful syndicate. Undercover operations were launched, targeting key members of the Black Mafia and gathering evidence to link them to their numerous criminal activities. Wiretaps, surveillance, and intelligence gathering became crucial tools in unraveling the complex web of corruption that the syndicate had woven. The investigations were met with challenges at every turn. The Black Mafia had cultivated a network of informants, enforcers, and loyalists who protected their secrets and shielded them from law enforcement. But the dedicated officers working tirelessly to dismantle the organization remained undeterred. Slowly but surely, the walls began to close in on the Black Mafia. One by one, key figures within the syndicate were arrested and brought to justice. Racketeering, drug trafficking, murder, and other charges were levied against them, laying bare the extent of their criminal activities. The trials that followed were high-stakes affairs, with prosecutors presenting a mountain of evidence against the accused. Witnesses, some brave enough to testify despite the risks, provided first-hand accounts of the Black Mafia's brutality and criminal operations. The courtroom became a battleground where the truth fought against decades of fear and intimidation. The prosecutions resulted in convictions, with the leaders and key members of the Black Mafia being sentenced to lengthy prison terms. The once powerful syndicate was dealt a crippling blow, and Philadelphia celebrated the dismantling of the criminal empire that had terrorized the city for far too long. But the fight against organized crime was far from over. The takedown of the Black Mafia sent shockwaves through the criminal underworld, leaving a void that other aspiring syndicates sought to fill. Law enforcement agencies remained vigilant, determined to prevent the resurgence of a new criminal empire. The legacy of the Black Mafia's reign of terror would forever be etched in the memory of Philadelphia. The scars left behind were deep and lasting, a reminder of the destructive power of organized crime. But the city emerged stronger, with a renewed commitment to justice and a united front against those who would seek to exploit its communities. The takedown of the Black Mafia served as a beacon of hope for the residents of Philadelphia, a testament to the power of collaboration, courage, and unwavering determination. It was a hard-fought victory, a pivotal moment in the city's history, and a reminder that the forces of justice will always prevail over darkness and corruption.